a través de
We are live.
www.kbradiofm.com. Acompáñanos.
Hey, Viva, how are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you doing?
Good. Sergio, Superboy.
Muy bien, mi querido Joe. Un saludote, un besote para la guapísima Viva Von. Hello, Viva Von, the sexy Viva Von. Hey, we are so happy to have you here, and so excited, so excited. So, people, we're gonna have lots of fun today, and with a sexy guest, a beautiful, talented Viva Von.
Hey,
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
how you doing, Viva?
Doing good. Just trying to keep busy during this pandemic.
So, you know,
How are you coping with the pandemic as far as training, wrestling matches? What's going on?
As far as that, I have been training. I found a very private ring. Going 3 times a week, and I've been doing a lot of at-home workouts, and also buying a bunch of gym equipment just to be able to work out at home because all the gyms are still closed right now.
Le pregunté a Viva Van que cómo se la está pasando con la pandemia, qué es lo que está haciendo para entrenar, hay funciones. Dice que ha encontrado un lugar privado donde ella está entrenando lucha libre y pues natación y pues todo lo que ella puede hacer en su tiempo, ¿verdad? Manteniéndose activa.
hey, Viva, and how much has this pandemic affected you?
Oh, it has affected me a lot. I had to cancel 30 bookings, I think, total. Yeah. So every booking that was all scheduled were pretty much gone. They've tried rescheduling it, but then when it got closer to the date, obviously things didn't get better, so they were canceled again. So.
And you personally, as a wrestler, if someone books right now, are you willing to work, or are you kind of like holding off?
I'm holding off only because I live with my family. If I didn't live with my family, it'd be a different story, but I have like 5 other people to think about. So the cases haven't gone down completely. Once it starts showing significant improvement, then I will come back for sure.
Exactly. Le estoy preguntando a Viva Van que cómo le ha afectado la pandemia. Dice que ha cancelado más de 30 eventos y le pregunté que si hay un evento que si lo trabajaría, y dice que ahorita como está la situación, que no, que como vive con su familia, que protegerse ella y su familia, que es muy respetable.
You know, that's really, really great. I admire you for that. You know, I like the way you think because just like if you were by yourself, you know, you will probably do it, but you're thinking of your family, which is very important. I know families that, you know, that let's say the mother-in-law got sick, then the son, then the daughter, then the kids, then it's the whole family. You know, you don't realize how easily and quickly people get infected, and you know, we got to do our part. We got to keep our distance. We got to cover them out. It is very important, and you know, I applaud you for that, and congratulations on that. And you know, there's more time. There is more time. You know, hopefully, as you said, if it gets better, most definitely, you know, we will be out there. And you know, we're not missing much at the time because our lives are more important.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Le estoy diciendo a Viva Lego que muy buena respuesta, de mantenerse alejada. Ella está pensando en su familia y yo le estoy diciendo que sí, que es ha tomado los pasos que tiene que tener, porque una persona infecta a muchas y la familia está primero. Felicidades en eso, Viva Va, felicidades, y seguir adelante, y recuerden mantener su distancia y ponerse su máscara.
Hey, Viva, and what have you been doing to stay busy?
To stay busy, I've been working on a cosmetic accessory line.
Yes, I saw something about that. Are you going to share a little bit more about that with us today?
Well, my launch will be coming up pretty soon, within a week or two. I've just been doing a bunch of promo shoots for it, so you guys will see soon. That's all I can say for now. But it is all vegan-based products.
Wow.
So that's what I'm very proud of. So a lot of the ingredients in it is very natural.
Wow, that's awesome. Le estoy preguntando que qué está haciendo en ese tiempo para mantenerse ocupada. Dice que va a sacar una línea de cosméticos en estas próximas semanas y toda es basada en puro vegano. So va a ser una línea muy limpia. We have people here, Legionario, saying hello, guys. He's a big fan of Viva Van, Legionario Rosales.
Hello.
Hey, Viva. So you've been training. Are you training by yourself, or is it like a really small, tight people that are training with you? How are you? Like, what are you specializing right now? Like, what do you want better in so when you come back to the ring?
Right now, I'm just working on basic fundamentals because that's the one thing that I don't want to lose from the big long break that we've had. And I think that's more important than learning about any crazy moves right now. I'll get to it eventually, but right now I'm just trying to make sure I keep my in-ring cardio up and just making sure I do everything correctly.
Wow.
Well, you're not only beautiful, but you're really lethal in the ring. You have good schooling. You are a great wrestler, good technician. I've been following you over those past 2 years. I've seen you everywhere. AWS, Inoki Dojo, FMLL, Michelada Rumble. Everywhere I go, I see Viva Bon. And let me tell you, you are a crowd pleaser. And like I said, not only are you beautiful, but you are lethal in the ring and you know your stuff. You know your craft. Congratulations on that. What training school did you come out of from?
Santino Bros Wrestling.
Santino, le estoy diciendo a Viva Mount que no nomás es hermosa, sino es letal arriba del ring, tiene buena escuela, buena técnica y es buenísima arriba del ring, tiene muchos seguidores. Yo la he estado siguiendo estos últimos 2 años, en empresas como AWS, FMLL, Michelada Rumble y Inoki Dojo, y ha demostrado que tiene calidad y que tiene esa experiencia para enfrentar a cualquiera. Felicidades en eso. Y también le pregunté que cuál es su escuela donde ella salió, donde ella surgió, donde ella entrena, y es Santino Brothers.
Santino Brothers. We have people comment here. Best of luck, Vaughn. Saw your WWE cameo, and it was excited to see you progressing. Wish you the best, Brian Anguino. And then we have Javier Trujillo. Hello, Viva. Hope to see you in the ring soon. So your fans are there. Doesn't that kind of excite you to see that you still have your following, your fans on Instagram, Facebook that are waiting to see you back in the ring? How does that make you feel as a wrestler?
It makes me feel good that I still have support because taking all this time off, I was afraid that like I will fall off the bandwagon a bit, or people would forget about me. But, the fans are still there and it makes me happy.
Right.
You know what's pretty cool? You know what's pretty cool, Viva Bon, that I don't see you posting up a lot of stuff, and that's good. I'll tell you why. Nowadays, social media, we have to be posting stuff so people don't forget us, so they will be forgetting us. Yeah. But you are a wrestler. You are a person that people do remember you. They know who you are, and they know your talent. So that is awesome. That is awesome, and congrats on that.
Thank you.
Le estoy diciendo a mi mamá que hoy en día pues tenemos que estar poniendo en las redes sociales la figura de uno para que la gente no se olvide de uno, pero pues ella es una persona que casi no se mete, que no mete cosas de lucha, pero la gente la sigue y la gente sabe quién es. Felicidades en eso, Viva Van.
Viva, you've been wrestling professionally for 2 years now?
Yeah.
And in these 2 years, how many titles have you won?
Only one.
But that's pretty good for in a 2-year time span. You have been a champion, which is really good. I believe it was Arizona, right?
Yeah.
And how long did you hold that title for?
I forgot the amount of days and months, but I am the longest reigning there.
Le pregunté que lleva 2 años de luchador profesional y en esos 2 años ha ganado un campeonato en el estado de Arizona y en esa empresa ha sido la campeona con más tiempo con el campeonato. Eso es muy impresionante, ¿eh? So,
la verdad que sí.
Before this whole pandemic, what was your mindset on in the wrestling world?
My mindset was just making it full time I was making it full time, but I was just gonna go head on, like focus on it 100% because I graduated college in May, and I thought to myself like, wow, I'm gonna be done with college. All I have to do is focus on wrestling, and that's it. Nope, that didn't happen for me.
Exactly. One question, Viva. I know the fans want to hear all this also. Your focus on American style wrestling. Now, I know you've been doing a lot of lucha style.
Mhm.
What are the differences between American wrestling, lucha? You like lucha? I know you have a lot of rivals out there, a lot of people going after you. As a matter of fact, we were here with Lady Lee last week and or 2 weeks ago, and she's the champion right now. And I know you guys had something going on there, but is that something you want to pursue in that title and with the NTLL title and also yeah, transition from American to lucha? How do you like lucha?
I love it. I love lucha. It challenges me a lot. It helps me to learn that wrestling is subjective. So wherever you go, when you go to a different country, obviously the style is going to change. And I think that helps me grow more as a wrestler. And I have a lot of respect for Lady Lee, but I do want that title one day.
Now,
There we go. There we go, Joe.
I told you last week that I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
On a one-on-one, Lady Lee versus Viva Von for the heavyweight title in NTLL, who's your pick?
Are you asking me who's going to win? Of course.
Look, I've said it lots of times. I'm a Lady Lee fan. I'm also a Viva Von fan. But you know what? It's hard. I know Lady Lee has a big notch in her belt. She's more experienced. She's a heavy hitter. She is known to be a heavy hitter. But you know what? I'm really impressed with Viva Von these past 2 years. Like I said, I've been following Viva Von, and she has really, really impressed me. And it doesn't take, it's not easy to impress me. And like I said, transition lucha. I seen great American wrestling matches with American people, and I seen great lucha matches. And it's hard. It's hard. It's not that easy. A lot of people say, "Oh, what's the difference?" There's a lot of difference. And I say, congrats, because you have dominated both styles, and I think that's where you have the advantage. I know Lady Lee has wrestled American women, but there's always a little bit of miscommunication, with the styles. And I know Viva Von has dominated the lucha libre because I seen you in the Inoki dojos matches, and it's always against not only American but lucha libre style, and you've dominated it. I seen it, and there's nobody else that's going to tell me otherwise. And like I said, it'll be very, very interesting. But again, I have to go with Lady Lee. Just because of the experience.
I will save my opinion because being the promoter, I shouldn't really give my opinion. But
Chicken.
No offense taken, because I understand Lady Lee has so many experiences under her belt. She's been doing it for a really long time, which is why I say I have so much respect for her. And she has taught me a lot in the ring as well.
For the people that missed it, in Lancaster last October, Viva Von lost the title, not because she lost the match, but there was interference. So it was a very close match. I think if it would have been one-on-one instead of a three-way dance, we might have a different champion today, honestly.
I agree with that. Like I said, I agree with that. Unfortunately, things went differently. But again, there's always a rematch. There's always, if Viva Von's willing to, accept the rematch, because Lady Lee, she said it. She'll take you on any day, anytime. So the challenge is there.
The challenge is there. The match is there. And, the people that night, Viva Von was ready that night. It was.
And it was so surprising to see, how many people were backing up Viva Von on that night. Not only was it a Latino crowd, but you went over really good with this crowd.
You know, we have a lot of people on here from Lancaster that are seeing the feed. Lancaster is probably my favorite place to do a wrestling event because it's not just Latino. I would say it's about what 60% Latino and 40% American, Black. There was some Asian. It's really a mixed culture out here, and it's really nice to see that in a lucha libre show. You know, and
Yeah.
what was really nice is to see. Me personally, I really saw that. That was one of the matches I really saw because you know, it was for my women's title, and I did not see any language barriers or anything because it was just a kick-ass match. It was back and forth, and I was really surprised because Lady Lee, she's really stiff, and I was surprised on how stiff Viva Van is. You know, because I've only seen pictures of her, I've seen videos, and you know, Viva Van looks like a model, and she was out there and she was stiffing the fuck out of her. So it was a really good match.
Oh yeah, well, definitely. Who hasn't seen Viva Von? Dude, you're gonna be surprised once you've seen her in the ring because she's the full package. Like I said, she's got everything from mat wrestling to techniques, and she's also a very heavy hitter. And like I said, she is one of my favorites. And you know that Viva Von. I don't have to tell you. I've always been a fan. Everywhere we see you, yeah, I'm a fan.
We have our buddy Pollo says, "Saludos, Viva Van."
Hey,
Look, Viva, there's another fan of yours.
he's
El
not.
Pollo.
He's a friend.
Pollo's another big fan of Viva Von. He's our photographer. He's a great photographer, and you know Pollo, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, who doesn't know Pollo, huh? Yeah, well, he's a great Viva Von. Well, he don't want his wife to know that he's a big Viva Von fan, but we're not gonna tell her.
Okay, it's fine. I understand.
Now we have people listening to us from Mexico, Los Chirrines de Colima, Mexico. Saludos.
Oh, wow.
So we have people worldwide right now listening to us here and on avradiofm.com. There was a lot of hype for this interview. I was really surprised on this one. We had a lot of hype on the promos. Mm-hmm. And anytime you have Viva Von on a promo or you have her booked on a show, you get a lot of her fan base. And I'm really surprised on how big your fan base is. And one of the things I saw you do last year was you actually want to bring wrestling to Vietnam.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. The wrestling existed, but there was no wrestling ring. What was the situation over there?
So it all started because I'm Vietnamese, so I've always wondered if there was other Vietnamese wrestlers because there's so many Japanese wrestlers, Chinese wrestlers, but I've never heard of a Vietnamese wrestler. So I just Googled on YouTube, looked up Vietnam wrestling, and I found this documentary on a small group in southern Vietnam trying to start a wrestling promotion, and they did not have a wrestling ring. They would put on shows, but they would put on shows on a mat. And there were great shows. They're pouring their heart out. They're moonsaulting off a table onto these mats. They're going all out. So I reached out to them, and then they told me their situation, how the amount of money it takes to make a ring out there was completely out of their reach. I think
yes,
it was in hundreds of thousands of dollars for them. But over here, USD is just $4,000, And so
yeah.
I figured I can help you guys set a GoFundMe page. And I did just that. And we were able to raise it within a month, I think. And they actually just had their first show last month with their ring.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
So they finally have what they've been wanting, what they've been dreaming for. And I'm just excited to see their progress and how they're going to grow as a promotion.
Wow, that is so cool, Viva Von. That is so cool. You're doing now, something for them out there, and you created this GoFund for them to get a ring. It is very important. A lot of people don't know how important a ring is. I remember back in the early 80s where there weren't a lot of gyms like we have today. And I remember guys going out to the park, training in the park, down the hills, and rolling and doing backdrops in the grass, and thank God, for nowadays there's a lot of gyms out there that you go, and good teachers also. And like we mentioned, we have Santino Brothers, we have Inoki Dojo, we have Medina's Gym, we have Jesse Hernandez in San Bernardino, and there's a lot of places where you can go now and train lucha libre, wrestling, and it's awesome. It's awesome, that you did this for them, and we want more culture, more wrestling, over there also.
Right. Le estoy preguntando yo a Viva Van porque yo estaba viendo que ella estaba promoviendo a juntar dinero para un ring. Y ella dice que como ella es de descendencia vietnamís, que comenzó a buscar en línea si había federaciones o luchas allá en Vietnam. Y dice que hay una donde luchaban a ras, fue a ras sin ring. So ella se juntó con ellos y juntaron para comprar un ring y lo juntaron en un mes. Y ya el mes pasado hicieron su primer evento con el ring y todo. Y eso es lo bonito de ese deporte, que ella está dándole para atrás a su gente, ¿no? Y es muy bonito y que tuvo el apoyo de toda la gente para hacer eso.
Y fíjate, yo una cosa de que acabo de mencionar, Viva Van, que aquí tú puedes comprar un ring de $3,000 a $5,000, mientras en Vietnam un ring te sale en miles de dólares. O sea, estamos hablando de algunos $15,000, $20,000, por la cuestión económica de allá de Vietnam, ¿verdad? Pero qué bueno que hay gente como Viva Van que quiere seguir su cultura, que quiere seguir sus raíces. Ella investigó y vio que sí había luchas en realidad, pero entrenaban a ras del suelo, en una lona, y pues qué bonito, ¿verdad? Qué bonito que ella hizo esta página para que hubieran fondos para que se pudiera comprar un ring.
Exacto. Hey, Viva, so a little bit more of the side thing you're doing with the cosmetics. How did you get involved in that? How did you go from wrestling to cosmetics? And are you 100% like, are you just like the face behind it, or you like involved 100% in the makings and like everything else?
I'm involved in it 100%. How I got into it is I went to school for business. So I made a lot of connections through Cal State Fullerton. And that's how I decided to get it going, because when I realized that I wasn't going to be wrestling after I graduated, I thought of like, what else could I be doing with my time that I've always wanted to do? And I've always wanted to start an accessory store or makeup store or even clothing store, So I'm just using everything I learned in college right now.
Nice. Le estoy preguntando que cómo fue el brinco de la lucha a cosméticos, ¿no? Y dice que como toda la pandemia, que se le cansaron todos esos eventos, tú que puedes pensar que qué va a hacer si realmente no hay lucha. Y como ella se acaba de graduar de colegio y usó eso de colegio para hacer su negocio, es bien impresionante también eso, ¿eh? That's really smart.
La verdad, muy impresionante que haya usado sus recursos, ¿verdad? Que ella tiene y como dijo, no nomás en cosméticos, sino también puede hacer en ropa, en estilo, en fashion, ¿verdad? Qué suave. Y es una de las cosas muy importantes, mi querido Joe, y yo me canso de decirle a todos los chavitos que empiezan en este bonito deporte de la lucha libre que estudien, que no dejen la escuela, porque la lucha no es eterna. Ahorita estamos pasando un buen ejemplo, estamos pasando por esta pandemia que ha impactado a la lucha libre bastante. En el caso de Viva Van, mira, se acaba de graduar del colegio y ella tiene de dónde sacar recursos para seguir adelante. The only thing I'm saying right now is that I'm reminding all the youngsters out there that they want to pursue a career in wrestling. Don't stop studying. Keep going to school. In your case, Vaughn, it's great. You graduated from college. We had this pandemic hit us really hard, and you're from your background, you're getting all this stuff, fashion, and you have where to get, keep going on, and it's awesome. No dejen de estudiar, sigan adelante. Congrats.
Now, Viva, I have a question for you from a fan here.
Okay.
How does a vampire have the little mermaid on her shoulder?
This one right here?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a vampire.
There you
Not
go.
right now, at least. I know who you're talking about. You're talking about my friend.
So, are you like a big Disney fan, or?
Yeah, well, I got this tattoo. I don't know if you guys have seen this movie before, but this is the part of the movie where she's giving up her voice in the movie for legs. And that was the sacrifice she was willing to give. Well, I got this tattoo when I was really young, and I was in a death metal band, and I used to sing blues, jazz, and R&B before. And
Wow.
switching over to death metal is a completely different type of vocal style. So this tattoo was a representation of me transforming my voice, sacrificing my regular singing voice for death metal vocals.
Now,
Wow.
and then you did the sacrifice of leaving the whole music for wrestling.
Oh man, look, if I could get back into music, I would definitely do it.
Yeah.
It is a tough business, also, right?
Yeah, it is. It's definitely tough in the metal industry. I feel because it's more underground, and a lot of metal bands don't make as much as they should be making with the amount of time that they're touring. So it's a really hard business.
It's a really hard. Well, it's just like the independent circuit, going around, and you get.
But that's why I only have to worry about myself in wrestling. I don't have to worry about 4 other band members.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now, Viva, what does Viva Von mean? How did you come up with that name for your professional wrestling name?
So my real name is Victoria. Originally, it was the VI from the beginning of Victoria and the YA at the end put together, Via Van. And Van is my Vietnamese name. But someone accidentally said Viva Van in class one time in my training session. And I was like, you know what? I kind of like the way that sounds. Like, it just sounds cool when people are chanting it. So I just stuck with it.
Yeah. I almost got it crucified for that. I remember back in Inoki Dojo,
I do remember.
I announced you as Victoria Vaughn, and you know, no, it's Viva Vaughn. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Victoria Vaughn is my friend.
I go, well, they wrote it down here. I'm just reading whatever's here. Yeah, but it's cool. It's cool. And awesome.
I bet if you would have gave Superboy a 10 spot, he wouldn't mind at all.
I do remember another time, was it for the Michelada Rumble, where you said Vivian, and I was like, I pointed at you, and you're like, Viva.
Yeah, you know what? It's because sometimes, I'm doing a lot of stuff, and they'll write it. They'll give you the paper, and I know what it says because a lot of times girls change their names. Let's say I seen them last week, and then I'll see them again, and they do change their names. So I said, okay, I know it's Viva Vaughn, but it says Vivian, so all right, whatever.
I know it wasn't your fault because it was written down incorrectly.
Yeah. Now, all the time. What do you know that one time? All the time. It's
all the time was not your fault. Okay.
I have another question here about your gear. Do you design your own gear?
I do have a person that I go through. I forgot her name, but once I remember it, I will announce it on here. But I have a girl that I go to, and I just throw these ideas, and she just gets my ideas, and it's very hard to find people like that.
And that is so cool because that's one of the things that identify you. It's always your gear. It's always different. It's nice, and you sport it really good.
Now, in Superboy's defense, I think the only reason he said that he would cheer for Lady Lee was because she threatened him to tell his wife.
It's good. It's good. It's not the first time I'll be beaten up.
So there's a threat there.
That was a threat.
It's all good. It's all good.
Now, in these last 2 years, Viva, which has been your toughest match? Who has been your toughest opponent to date? He's thinking about it. So
I've worked with so many different people. You know, I feel like every match is tough. We're all trying to win. There
Yeah,
isn't
you know,
a person
Viva,
that's harder than the other. I'd
I've
probably
seen
say
the.
Sumi Sakai. Sumi Sakai was my toughest match.
And where was that at?
That was for PCW Ultra, and that was for the title. Yeah, I've never worked with anyone like her before, and I think she's the one person that had the most experience that I've ever worked with, and I've learned a lot from her in that match. I was so nervous. I remember, but I think that was probably my toughest one.
You know what? I know that you train and everything, but I always said it. Exposing your name out there in the independent wrestling world,
Mhm.
wrestling in different companies. I've seen really, really great matches at AWS,
Mhm.
and I think that's a big trampoline preparing you for all these more experienced wrestlers.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen, like I said, I've seen a lot of AWS, and yeah, I think that is the place for women, for
Yeah.
women wrestlers that want to learn, that want to do something. I think that's the trampoline that you have to go through. A lot of they have it's a lot of adversity there. They have Bart brings women from very different places, and that's good that you get to wrestle. Not only the same person all the time. You
Mhm.
get adversity. You wrestle one one time, and then do with different people, and that thing that's the key. That's the key to getting the experience and preparing yourself for more experienced women wrestlers out there.
Yes, definitely.
now, which is one match, one wrestler that you haven't wrestled that's your dream match to have, like that one person you want to wrestle.
Mm. I would like to have a one-on-one with Ruby Reyes.
Ruby Reyes.
Yeah, I've never had a one-on-one with her, but I did have a tag match versus Ruby Reyes and Viperous. That's someone that I think I'd have a challenge with for sure.
I wouldn't mind seeing you versus Vipers.
Oh yeah, Viperous too. I don't
Vipers,
think I ever
good.
had a one-on-one with her either. But yeah, Viperous is a good one.
Have you seen Vipers, Sergio?
Many times, yes, many,
So
many times.
are you quiet because you're reminiscing right there?
Yeah, I'm reminiscing right now. Yeah, no, you know what? I'm telling you. I've seen all these girls at Inoki Dojo, AWA. I love watching women wrestling. I remember my first tape of Japanese women wrestling, and it just blew my mind away. And I'm talking about the early mid '80s when I saw my first match, and it just blew my mind. These girls are so determined. They're so professional, and they'll die in the ring. And I really didn't think that at one point we were going to be seeing this kind of wrestling here in the States. Now you see it in Inoki Dojo, AWS. And you don't take away none of the wrestling from these girls that I saw back then with the Japanese women, and I guess they're well prepared and they're ready for anything. Yeah, awesome, awesome. I love watching the women's wrestling.
Now, Viva also had the opportunity to wrestle in Tijuana. How was that experience?
It's tough out there. It's challenging because it's so new to me, and I have to make sure I remember everything. And I'm trying to learn the language so that one day I don't need a translator. you know. But yeah, I love it. It's tough. It's different, but I would definitely love to come back.
Cool, cool, cool. So from one to 10, 10 being the best, what would you rate Tijuana?
Right out of 10.
All right.
Love
You
wrestling
know
out
what?
there.
It's so awesome because I'll tell you one thing, Viva Von, and this is something I learned that wrestling is like the wrestling itself is the international language because I've been to many places, many countries, and when it comes down to wrestling, it's all the same. If you prepare yourself, you prepare yourself and you're good at it, you're not going to have any troubles. And even though there's a language barrier, but wrestling is all the same. It's just styles. It's just styles and the way you come at it. But yeah, I love wrestling.
Mr. Pollito just gave me an idea of maybe we should put the title hanging from the ceiling, and in the ring, triple threat: Ruby Reyes, Lady Lee, and Viva.
Ooh. Throw Vipers in there too.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
That'll be good.
Match.
You were bringing up Vipers, so throw Vipers in there too.
Throw Vipers in there too. Imagine the 4-corner match, have the title hanging over the ring.
That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome.
So we'll add Vipers. I'm making my wish list for next year because I'm gonna be honest. As far as NTLL, like we run in a county facility, I don't see ourselves being able to do anything this year. Just because we had hopes in August to do something at the fair for the fairgrounds.
Yeah,
and we canceled it the last minute. Also, we had plans to do something in this month in September. They shot that down. The fair themselves, they want us back, but the county itself is keeping everything closed down. So I'm really seeing ourselves running into next year, to tell you the truth. I've been seeing a flyer going around for Oxnard. I wish them the best of luck, but as a promoter, I would just tell you to think about it very good because you're putting a lot of people in risk, and it's not something you want over your conscience, I think.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Sí, bueno, para todos los que hablan español, estamos hoy con la linda Viva Van. Estamos aquí con el bandido y con Superboy, haciéndole unas preguntitas sobre su vida luchística, su vida fuera del ring, y es una entrevista muy interesante. Así es que sigan sintonizando, hagan sus preguntitas. ¿Tienen alguna pregunta para Viva Van? Por favor, hagan esa pregunta, mándenla y nosotros la vamos a preguntar.
Lo que quiero decirle a Rhino, TJ Rhino's just logged in. TJ Rhino's a great promoter from out there, Mexicali, in Tijuana. Oh. Rhino, aquí te encargo a Viva Van, For any event you have, jálate la Viva Van para allá, te conviene. ¿O no, Sergio?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Like I said, you're taking the total package. She's well schooled, and she's going to give a hard time to anybody that you put her up against. Viva Van is the real deal.
Now, I got a message here that says that would be a good match of the 4 girls: Ruby Reyes, Lady, Viva Van, and Vampiress. But someone's asking, what about La Muerte?
La Muerte? Who's La Muerte?
It's a wrestler from Oregon, or she has a rivalry with you, Viva Van. You know who they're talking about? Santa Muerte
from Washington.
Washington. They're saying, what about if she wouldn't be good in the mix?
She would be good. She was a very tough competitor.
I think in the match you had with her, there was some blood taken out, right?
Was there? Whoops. I don't remember.
I think I saw a video of someone getting a little bit too excited in that match.
Probably we are wrestling. We are finding a win.
And that's why this person just sent me that message. What about Santa Muerte? She's really good, and she's not as credited that much. So
I would love to wrestle her again. She did. She really kept up. She's a strong competitor. We'll love to wrestle her again.
I think when we're talking about that, when we were getting the last cards together, you didn't mention her, but I think she was booked for this time in March when we're going to do the event. Yeah, that's what we've been looking at also. So we might have to make it a 5-way.
5-way? Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Hey, the way we're going, it's gonna be a battle royal pretty soon.
You know,
The women's title is a big deal.
Yes, yes.
you know, anything's possible. Tell you the truth, anything's possible. It wouldn't be bad to see an all-girl battle royal of just like the top of the top of here, SoCal and of Tijuana. I don't think you've seen battle royals where they try to fill the battle royal, but if we get a battle royal just exclusive to like main event women wrestlers, I think that would be a very, very hard battle royal.
Interesting, very interesting to say the least.
Yeah. Now, of all this, Vivan, who do you think if we had that four-way, like we said, Vampiress, Ruby Reyes, and Lady Lee, who do you think will give you the most? Because I think all those three will probably try to jump on you at the same time.
But they probably would. But who do you think would like be the toughest on me? Is that what your question was? Definitely Ruby Reyes. Have you guys seen her chops?
Oh yes, oh yes.
You know, it's funny because that's another match we were talking about. That's when we had Lady Lee on, and that's one match that was thrown out there that hasn't been seen. Also, like it'll be a chop fest. And that's
I did mention Ruby Reyes. Ruby Reyes is she's a heavy hitter also. She's a heavyweight, and she dishes it out. So yeah, be careful, Ruby Reyes.
Now
she's cooking.
So I don't want to say anything bad, but there was a female wrestler mentioned last week that I guess she got stiffed and she hid under the ring. But I saw her post this on her Instagram that she's training again. So
yes, she is.
So she might have heard the interview, and it might have been positive for her to hear it and got her back into training.
Yeah, she's training in TikTok, I think.
Who are you guys talking about?
It's not a gentleman to say.
Okay.
Hey, we can talk about her, but not mention her name.
Yeah.
I want to be in on this inside joke because I don't get it.
You know what? I have a big question for you. I know you train in Santino's, but who do you consider? I know you learn from everybody, but your number one sensei, your number one person that has taught you, not only the basics, but everything that has to do with wrestling.
Everything that has to do with it's kind of hard. I felt like all the trainers played a big part in my training. I can't say one was more than the other. They were all hands-on, but I can't narrow it down to one. Like when it comes down to that, I learned everything that I know from Joey Chaos, Robbie Phoenix, Jake Atlas was very hands-on when I started, and Los Luchas. They were those main five were the ones that taught me the
most. Well, there you go. Now we know why you're so good at lucha libre. You got two of the top lucha wrestlers in the training facility in Santino's, which are the luchas. These two guys are awesome. They're great, and I know for a fact that they're really great teachers.
And
and we're under my tutorial for a little bit.
And you know what's really awesome, and I think it makes them proud is when you see Viva Van wrestle, you see a little bit of each of them in her wrestling. Because I've seen her do stuff that she learned from those luchas. I seen her do when she goes out there, so her hold-to-holds, it has Chaos and Robbie Phoenix all over it. If you know these guys and you see Viva Van, you can see where she came from. And to tell you the truth, I see a little in her. Our friend Carnage, Eddie. I don't know. I see a little bit in that because he pretty much started with Robbie Phoenix. So when you have that Robbie Phoenix in there, I see a little bit of Carnage in you because of what they learned and they've passed it out to you. And you came out of a really good school. Like I said, I know these guys and they're really great guys, and especially in each of their fields. Like you got the best of the lucha with los luchas, and you got the best of with Joey and Robbie of the American style. And they're very, very strict on the American style. So it's really, really good. You came out of a really good school.
And one of the important parts is that even though that she was trained by all these great people. Uh, like I said, like you just said it right now, you could see a little bit of them, in her. But to be honest, she has her own style, and that's one thing that I like about a person, that you don't try and imitate the styles. That's why I always say adversity. Train with this guy, train with that guy. You're gonna learn from this guy. You learn from everybody, and it gives you a mindset of what you want and how do you want to translate that and your own style. And I
And
think you have a unique style. I don't see it. Like I said, I don't see styles of. I don't see a Robbie Fitting style. I don't see a Joey. I see a combination, and all put together in Viva Vaughn with her own specific style, which is really
what
cool.
not only that, one thing that Viva Van does that's really really cool is like I said, because even with los luchas, they were under you Superboy, so you see a lot of Superboy in them, and I see that also in Viva Van. But what she did, she got all this. She like made the perfect pie. She got all these ingredients, right?
All this knowledge.
And she put it all in there, and then she added her background. You could see her martial arts in there, her kicks, her everything. It's like she created her perfect formula for Viva Von. So and that's one thing that you're always stressing on all the younger wrestlers is they gotta go different places and get different formulas, get different knowledge from different guys. And Viva Von did that, and when she got that, she made it for her, and that's really, really what impresses when you see Viva Von.
And that's what makes Viva Bond different and gets so many bookings.
Well, think about 30 bookings.
Yeah.
That affects actually that has to affect the wallet, because that's pretty good pay right there. And as a wrestler, that like she was already hoping just to stick to wrestling at full time. That really hurts.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
But Viva Von, but one thing, Viva Von, she has very, very awesome merchandise. Where can they get your merchandise right now that you're not doing shows?
They can get my merchandise on blackcoltclothing.com, and if they clicked on the sponsor link on there that they have, you can find all my merch there.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
And all the fans here that want to see Viva Von back in the ring and everything, this is the way you could help them out. You buy the merchandise. I can't stress that enough. Superboy can't stress that enough. You have to support the wrestlers with their merchandise. Right now is the time that the best thing to do for them is buy the merchandise.
Yeah, most definitely. I've always said it. One way you can help out our wrestlers out there, go to their website, go to their page, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, log on to their inbox. If you don't have their information, buy the merch. You'll be helping the wrestlers out. There's a lot of guys out there that really depend only on lucha, and they need that money. So yeah, you'll be getting something back in return, something really cool. Like in Viva Vaughn, you got the cool merchandise, the clothing, everything. So yeah, the link is out there. If you don't have a link or anything, like I said, find them on Facebook. Inbox them, ask them. Buy the merch. That again, that's the way you can help out our wrestlers.
Yeah, Viva Von, anything you have to say to the fans before we go?
Just stay safe, and hopefully we'll all get to see each other at shows very soon.
Yeah, I miss going to shows. I definitely miss going to shows. I miss seeing you, everybody out there. I miss seeing you, Viva Vaughn, and it's a family. And every time we go wherever it is, I always have a blast. And this is what we do. And hopefully, this pandemic is gonna go soon, and we'll be out there again, putting out these awesome shows.
Mm-hmm.
And one more time, Viva, where can the people follow you and see what you're up to on your day-to-day with this new cosmetic line coming out and everything?
Okay, everyone can follow me at Hellbent Vixen on Instagram and Twitter. And on Facebook, you can just find me at Viva Van.
Viva Van. So it's not Viva Von, it's Viva Van.
Oh, it's Viva Von too. I just say it like that.
Yeah, the way you want, the way I pronounce it, Viva Van, Viva Van, Viva Van.
It's closer to my actual language because in Vietnamese it's actually Vung. It's pronounced Vung in Vietnamese, so it's close.
Okay.
You know, it could be both ways.
Have you been to Vietnam?
Yes, I have. Very long time ago, but I was planning on going back, but this pandemic, stopped it. I was supposed to go back in May.
Because when I started up the computer today, you know how on your screen sometimes it shows you like places of the world.
Yeah.
And today showed me a picture of Vietnam. I was like, how cool is that?
What a coincidence.
And it's a nice picture of green forest. It's like, wow.
Your computer knew that you were going to talk to me today.
So once again, give us that website for your merchandise, Viva.
blackcoltclothing.com.
blackcoltclothing.com, and you click on sponsor and you should find all Viva Van's merchandise right there, and follow her on her Instagram and Facebook. Send her a message whenever you want to buy her merchandise, because this is a time that all the wrestlers need your help, man, because you enjoy what they do for you, you enjoy the shows. Buy a t-shirt, not a big deal.
That's right. Support our luchadores.
Exactly. Any last words for the fans, Viva?
Just like I said earlier, just stay safe, take care of yourself, do what we have to do our part so that we can get better and go back to our normal lives.
Exactly. All right. So thank you guys for joining us. Viva, thank you again. I know you're a busy person. We appreciate you giving us some time today and talking with us today. And, we just wanted to have you on so the fans could see you. They miss you. And they when we started doing these shows, they were like, where you going to get Viva Von on? Where you going to get Viva Von?
Yeah, I thought you guys forgot about me for a second.
No.
I see you guys promoting the shows, and I'm like, man, they forgot about me.
No, it's not. Now, we're here. And like I said, once your cosmetic line comes out, we'll talk again so we can help you promote that. And, let's do this thing, get ready for 2021.
Yes, let's do it.
And I'm going to start booking that match, the 5-way.
Viva Van, muchísimas gracias. Fue un honor, un placer. Thank you very much. It was an honor. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Have a great night, everyone. See you next week. Next week, we have the Alley Fuckers.
Oh.
So it'll be a good conversation. All right, everyone. Good night.
Gracias.